Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports. Now, tonight is Game 3 of the World Series. The Dodgers lead 2-0, and we'll see how that happens. That game happens at 8:08 tonight. Now, in football, all right, the Cardinals beat the Dolphins, the Patriots beat the Jets, the Eagles beat the Bengals, the Browns beat the Ravens, the Texans beat the Colts, the Lions demolished the Titans 52-14, Chargers beat the Saints, the Falcons beat the Buccaneers, the Bills beat the Seahawks, Commanders came back from that game and beat the Bears 18-15.
Fantastic game, by the way.
Great game.
Hail Mary at the end, unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. The Chiefs beat the Raiders, Broncos beat the Panthers, and the 49ers beat the Cowboys. And in Monday Night Football, the Giants take on the Steelers at 8:15.
The Steelers won. Just want to throw that out there. All right.
The game's not over yet, sir. The game hasn't started.
The Steelers won. You know what I mean?
Maybe not.
This is guaranteed.
Maybe not. Morning, Morgan.
Good morning, good morning. Hail Mary, certainly full of grace. Oh, goodness. So the countdown is on, y'all. Election day is 8 days away, Tuesday, November 5th. And top of the front page news is make sure you exercise your right to vote. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris, she rallied in Texas and the battleground state of Michigan over the weekend before she took the stage in Texas. Harris spoke about the fight over abortion rights, and here's what she had to say to reporters.
This is among the most critical issues that the American people will address when they vote for who will be the next president of the United States. Real harm has occurred in our country. A real suffering has occurred. People have died. There are just certain decisions the government should not be making for individuals and their families.
Of course, she spoke about abortion bans and passed in places like Texas, which have led women to miscarry in parking lots. Same as that in Georgia and also Florida. Go ahead, Charlamagne.
No, I said I saw Trump this weekend say abortion isn't a major issue anymore. And I'm like, to who? Like, who are you talking to?
They said a lot of stupid stuff over the weekend.
Yeah, we'll get into that and all the garbage, quote unquote. But getting back to that rally in Houston, of course, Beyoncé, she took the stage endorsing Harris, not as a celebrity, not as a politician, but as a mother. Beyoncé, of course, joined Harris in Houston for a campaign event. She introduced Harris to a massive crowd on Friday night. She called on women of America and Texans alike, and of course, her fans to step up and vote, saying freedom is on the ballot this year. And it's time for a new song. Let's hear those comments from Beyoncé at the rally in Houston.
We must vote. And we need you. It's time to sing a new song. A song that began 248 years ago. The old notes of downfall, discord, despair no longer resonate. Our generations of loved ones before us are whispering a prophecy, a quest, a calling, an anthem. Our moment right now, it's time for America to sing a new song. Our voices sing a chorus of unity. They sing a song of dignity and opportunity. Are y'all ready to add your voice to the new American song?
I thought Beyonce and Kelly did very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. And then
Kelly's speech was incredible. Mm-hmm.
Kelly introduced Beyonce during that rally. And yes, Kelly's speech as well was very compelling, very energized. Of course, VP Harris is using Beyonce's hit Freedom as the theme song for her campaign. And as VP Harris took the stage, of course, she reiterated and leaned into those reproductive rights, arguing, of course, again, that the government should not be allowed to make medical decisions for individuals. They were also in Michigan over the weekend. Former First Lady Michelle Obama appeared with VP Harris in Michigan and Kalamazoo on Saturday, saying that too many people are indifferent to Donald Trump's felonies while also criticizing Harris. Let's hear from Michelle Obama.
I hope you'll forgive me if I'm a little frustrated that some of us are choosing to ignore Donald Trump's gross incompetence while asking Kamala to dazzle us at every turn. His chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, for example, said, and these are his words, that Trump is fascist to the core. His Joint Chief of Staff. If you're not famous, if you criticize or disagree with him in any way, if he doesn't view you as his equal or relevant to his ambitions, I promise you, he will not think about you when he gets into the Oval Office.
Yeah, I can't even call it a double standard anymore. I've never seen anything like it. Like Trump has something greater than even white privilege. Like
what's greater than white privilege?
I don't know. He marginalizes white people. Like he marginalizes white people. It's unreal. Like nobody treats him like a threat. Not the DOJ, not the media, not voters, nobody. I've never seen anything like it.
I'm sure we'll talk about his rally next hour, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That was crazy.
More front page at 7 a.m. Trump was in New York at Madison Square Garden talking about the Puerto Ricans. Oh, no, not the Ricans. Not the Ricans. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll discuss that next hour.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And let's get in some front page news. Let's start off with some quick sports. Tonight, Game 3, the World Series. Dodgers take on the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Starts at 8:08. And in some football, all right, let's start it off. A lot of scores, all right? Cardinals beat the Dolphins 28-27. Patriots beat the Jets 25-22. Eagles beat the Bengals. Browns beat the Ravens. The Texans beat the Colts. The Lions destroyed the Titans. Chargers beat the Saints. Commanders beat the Bears. That was a great game. The Bills beat the Seahawks. Falcons beat the Buccaneers. The Raiders lost to the Chiefs. The Broncos beat the Panthers. The Cowboys got beat by the 49ers. And tonight in Monday Night Football, the Giants take on the Steelers at 8:15.
Don't worry about it, Cowboy Nation. We 3-4. But the road to the Super Bowl is not easy.
Yo, shut up.
Okay, there's going to be obstacles.
Yo,
there's going to be hurdles.
always come here talking like all my life I had to fight.
There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be hurdles. There's going to be doubters. There's going to be naysayers. There's going to be critics.
When do you tap out?
But the road to the Super Bowl is not easy. Okay? Cowboy Nation, don't worry about it. We on our way.
Yeah, a couple years from now. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Y'all want to check on that man? Make sure he's okay?
Yeah,
He's sitting here in front of us. He ain't all right.
At least I don't have two teams, Morgan. Okay, and you know, like you barely can lose every week. You can't really lose every week because somebody gonna win.
It gives me hope. You know what I'm saying?
The Ravens did lose this weekend though.
But her Commanders won, so she happy.
They did, but that Hail Mary was full of grace. Okay, on the Commander side. Shout out to the home teams. All right. Two different divisions. They barely ever play each other in the regular season.
I'm gonna tell everybody you still call them the Redskins.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, y'all. Commit to a name, and I could have committed to the team. Anyways, moving on. The election countdown is on. Okay, Tuesday, November 5th is 8 days away, y'all. Top of the front page news. Make sure you're registered to vote. And make sure you exercise that right to vote. With that said, Trump rallied in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and New York over the weekend. Former President Trump, he's continuing his push for the White House. He did so at a rally at Madison Square Garden in New York over the weekend with House Speaker Mike Johnson, Elon Musk, Melania Trump, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. They all spoke at the event. In addition to comedian Kill Tony, who brought controversy following a set that included insults towards Black people and Puerto Ricans. Let's hear more from comedian Kill Tony.
Welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. No.
Here's what I don't understand, right?
What's that?
Boricuas, rise up. No, I'm just kidding.
What's that?
What's the point of that? Like, why? Like, if I'm Donald Trump and, you know, people already label me racist and sexist and fascist and people are saying, hey, he's holding a rally at the Garden the way the Nazis did in the 30s. How about tell everyone on the bill to not do anything racist?
Because he's been able to do everything that he's wanted to do for a very long time, and nothing has happened.
That didn't make sense.
Even now, people are upset about this, and like, you know, there's been a lot of support from different people like Bad Bunny, J-Lo, whatever, following these comments. But there's a whole other side that is just like laughing and moving on. So,
but that's why I don't understand. Like, politically, why? Like, why? Who in his team is saying this is a politically smart thing to do?
And did those jokes have to be cleared? Like, you had to clear what he was saying beforehand? I would assume, right? If you're gonna speak at my rally, it would You kind of somebody had some type
They
of
already
clearance.
started trying to distance themselves from the comments too.
But that's my point. Like the campaign put out a statement saying, distancing themselves from Kill Tony comments. But why even have those comments to begin with?
Y'all knew what he was there for. Y'all knew what y'all signed up for. It didn't go over well, so now y'all distancing yourselves and all that. But
like Donald Trump is entertaining on podcasts, but he don't seem too good at politics because just politically that was just stupid,
horrible.
Of course, this, comes as Trump has been criticized to his following his responses to Hurricanes Irma and Maria when, those hurricanes impacted Puerto Rico back in 2017. Y'all remember when he was throwing those what do you call
paper
it?
Towels.
Paper towels.
Yeah, paper towels at people.
Paper towels like they were basketballs out to people and stuff like that. So, of course, and as you mentioned, Lauren, Puerto Rican stars Bad Bunny, Ricky Martin, Luis Fonsi, and Jennifer Lopez have now backed Democratic presidential candidate Vice President Kamala Harris as a result of these comments. I'm not sure if it's really as a result of these comments, but it certainly prompted them to step up and become more public with their choice. You mentioned Trump podcasting, Charlamagne. So he did sit down with Joe Rogan over the weekend, that episode was actually released over the weekend. And he asked to provide examples of how the election was stolen in 2020 because he is still claiming that the 2020 election was stolen. And here's what he had to say in regards to the election being stolen while sitting down with Joe Rogan.
They were supposed to get legislative approval to do the things they did, and they didn't get it. In many cases, they didn't get it. If you take a look at Wisconsin, they virtually admitted that the election was rigged, robbed, and stolen. I lost by I didn't lose, but they say I lost, Joe, they say I lost by 22,000 votes. That's like 0.1%, less than that. It's a tiny little thing.
And Rogan kept asking him over and over, well, how exactly did they steal it? He couldn't tell him. He couldn't tell him.
And I was going to say, Biden won by 81 million votes while Trump received 74.2. A loss is a loss, so there's that.
Oh, no, Biden didn't win by 81 million. He won by like 7 million. He had like 81 million.
He won not by. He won with 81 million votes while Trump received 74.2 million. Thank you for that correction, Charlamagne, because that can get confusing. Meanwhile, Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance, he's pushing back against comments made by White House Chief of Staff John Kelly last week, saying that Trump meets the definition of a fascist. Vance told CNN State of the Union Trump didn't say or do the things Kelly accuses him of. Let's hear those comments from J.D. Vance on CNN State of the Union.
Pretty much all of what John Kelly accuses Donald Trump of saying. There were other people in the room, Mike Pence's former chief of staff, for example, who've explicitly said Donald Trump never said those things. They'll say, well, he's a dictator, when what they really mean is they won't listen. Donald Trump wouldn't listen to the leadership of the military when they wanted him to start ridiculous conflicts. They're conservative in the sense that they want America to get involved in a ton of ridiculous military conflicts. They want America to police the world, and Donald Trump wasn't.
Well, I can appreciate not getting involved in extra conflict, but at the same time, if these guys have been doing it for their whole lives, if they've been doing it and they've had the experience and they are advising you, well, sir, take the advice. Anyways, let's bring things home.
But JD Vance is also full of it though, because he kept denying everything that they even told him about Trump saying he wanted to put the American military on U.S. citizens, and he was denying that Trump said that. Then they actually played him the audio, and he said, "I did not hear President Trump say." They played him the audio, so it's just like, whatever, man.
We can only take Vance with a grain of salt. Is what you getting at?
Absolutely.
I mean, just a year ago, he was calling Trump Hitler. Is that what you're saying? Oh,
absolutely.
Okay. So bringing things home to New York, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, he's calling on everyone to dial down the temperature. Don't call Trump a fascist. What? The embattled mayor was briefing reporters on security preparations ahead of Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden when he was asked if he believed the former president was a fascist. Now, Adams said he knows what a fascist regime looks like. And that's what his answer is, and that his answer is no. This comes, of course, after Trump's White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly, said in a recent interview with the New York Times that Trump does meet the general definition of a fascist, and that Trump commented more than once that Hitler did some, quote, good things too. Adams says he doesn't think it's fitting for anyone to state that Trump is equal to being Hitler. So Adams you might want to focus on your own stuff. But, I'm not going to get too much into that. That's your front page news.
But that's one reason he got to do that, though, because if Trump does win, I'm sure that he would want a pardon.
Yeah, and you seen Trump shout him out during the rally. That was the first thing Trump said. Trump was like, salute to Eric Adams. It's kind of crazy that you're being indicted for, getting your flight upgraded. Like, he said that during the rally, which is crazy. But, like you said.
Everybody's trying to get good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in Cell Block 8. That's your front page news. I'm working with. I'm gonna hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on social at Morgan Media, and for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network and download the free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com. They say they're gonna do journalists too. I mean, shoot.
Wake that ass up
early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.